Wish we could turn back time to the good old days when the mama sang us to sleep, but now we're stressed out. Wish we could turn back time to the good old days when the mama sang us to sleep, but now we're stressed out. We're stressed out.
The Raptors, everybody's moving the basketball.
Lowry finds Patterson. Patterson, 17 points. It's a season high. Kyle Lowry putting it away. Simply putting it away. 3 of 5 from 3.
7:36. TSN 690's Weekend Game Plan with Matthew Ross. We're here till 9 o'clock. Still to come, Habs breakfast just after 8 o'clock. We'll have Robin Flynn here in studio, as well as Andrew Zadarnowski of Habs Eyes on the Prize. Don't forget, the Canadians are coming up today. 3 o'clock Eastern, puck drop against the LA Kings. We'll have the action for you. Sergio and Dan are in LA. Well, we're going to talk some NBA here in our morning 7:30 segment. That was a very awkward way of saying it. Dwight Walton is on the line, B-Ball Insider on Twitter. How you doing, sir?
Good morning, Matthew. How are you doing today?
I'm well, my friend. I'm well. What is on the menu for Dwight? Are you reading the recaps from last night in the NBA? Did you stay up and watch the stuff anyway, so you don't need to read the recaps? I mean, you live and breathe basketball. So what are you up to?
Well, yeah. I was up late last night watching that Warrior victory over the Phoenix Suns last night. And hey, listen, as you said, I eat, breathe, and sleep, basketball a lot. So I pay attention. But as long as the NBA is on, and of course today is NFL Sunday, so I'll be watching football as well. But I'll be focused mostly on basketball.
Well, your Cowboys won already this week, though.
Right. So it's a relaxing Sunday for me, of course, as the Cowboys did win. But I'm a football fan in general, so I'll be watching football today, of course.
All right. Well, huge win last night for the Raptors. 44-point win, largest margin of victory in their history. They're now 14-6 on the season, 8-3 at home. I'm assuming you caught some of this game. Now, this is a playoff team, the Hawks, from last year. They lost Orford. They're struggling a little bit this year, especially away from home. But nonetheless, this is impressive, isn't it?
Oh, listen, the Raptors are playing well, Matthew. And as you heard on the clip coming into the segment, they're moving the ball, and they're playing together as a unit. And it's nice to see, because they're not only depending on Kyle Lowry and DeMar DeRozan to bail them out all the time. And what has impressed me is the bench of the Raptors: Patrick Patterson, Terrence Ross, Lucas Bebe Nogueira, Corey Joseph, the emergence or the development of Pascal Siakam. These guys are major contributors to this team, and they're going to need this going forward, obviously. But it is all about the playoffs once again. They got to the Eastern Conference Finals last year. They expect to get back there again this year. They're going to be in tough, ultimately, once again, if they have to play the Cleveland Cavaliers in the playoffs. But for now, the Raps are playing well. They're playing together. They're getting it done on both ends of the floor. And speaking of those Cavaliers, they play against Cleveland on Monday night. So it's going to be a nice litmus test for them. Of course, the Raptors, anytime they play against Cleveland, their attention span is on high alert, because they see those guys as a challenge, obviously. But the Raps are playing well. They're tied for first in the Eastern Conference right now, because they're playing well, and they're playing together on both ends of the floor.
Dwight Walton joining us here on Weekend Game Plan with Matthew Ross, talking some NBA. So we had a big win for Chicago over Cleveland a couple of days ago, and that trio, Butler, Dwayne Wade, Rajon Rondo, looked phenomenal. And especially Wade, I was really surprised. Some of those clips, the burst seemed to be there to get to the hoop still, which is very, very exciting for Bulls fans and fans of Dwayne Wade in general. It's hard not to like that guy. But how do they beat the Cavs and then go in and lay an egg in Dallas last night, losing to the now 4-15 Mavericks? How does that happen? How do you lose by 25 points against a bad Mavericks team?
It's the NBA schedule. And it's the old adage, when you play against a team that's considered to be the favorite to win the NBA championship, you feel like playing basketball. Then it's the highs and lows of a long season. And then you go up against a team that might be the worst in the NBA, as you said, in the Dallas Mavericks. They didn't play Dwayne Wade last night. They rested him, and their focus wasn't there, and the Mavericks were rested, and they made shots. Harrison Barnes in particular, he played well last night, but it happens all the time in the NBA, Matthew, where you play so well one night, you get on a plane, you arrive into a city, 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning, you get to the hotel, you don't fall asleep until 4, you get up early for a morning shoot around, just to go through the motions, and it just didn't work out. It happens all the time in every professional sport. You play well against a great team, then you go up against a team that you feel you should beat, you feel it's going to be easy, and at the end of the day, it's professional sports. Some of these guys may not be as good as the other teams or players, but at the end of the day, they're still professional athletes, and sometimes you're going to get their best effort, and that's what happened to the Bulls last night. The Mavs felt like playing, they made shots, and they won by 25. But this happens all the time, so I wasn't really surprised at the result between Dallas and Chicago last night.
It very nearly happened in Philadelphia last night to the Celtics, who won 107-106 over the Sixers, who dropped to 4-16 on the year. Isaiah Thomas, can you put this in perspective for people out there, Dwight, who don't get how don't appreciate how a 5'9" guard gets 37 points, 7 assists, 4 rebounds last night, and just continues to not get shut down. It doesn't matter who he's facing, he doesn't get shut down. Isaiah Thomas is a guy that even if he has a bad first half, he comes out on fire in the second half. As a Celtics fan, I'm biased, obviously, but I'm just amazed at what he continues to do each and every game.
And he's a guy, Matthew, that has played his entire basketball career, not only in the NBA but throughout his life, with a chip on his shoulder. When you are that size and you're playing in a sport where size is important, he's proving that as long as you have the heart and the talent, anything is possible. And you could see it. He's a tremendously confident and arrogant basketball player. He feels that he's the best player in the league. He feels that his team, the Celtics, can compete with anybody. And you could see on his face, he doesn't back down from anybody. He'll try to tussle with the guys his size, guys who are much bigger than him. He doesn't care. And his attitude permeates throughout that entire Celtics roster, which is why they're one of the favorites in the Eastern Conference. I know we just finished talking about Toronto and Cleveland, but Boston is, for my money, is right there, and it's because of Isaiah Thomas. Right now, they're trying to acclimatize and integrate Jay Crowder, Al Horford, Kelly Olynyk, these guys who have been either hurt or hurt for most of the season. Once these guys get themselves into the mix with this team, you include that with Avery Bradley, Jonas Jerebko. These guys are very, very good. And as long as they have Brad Stevens on that sideline, they're going to compete. And they're definitely, for my money, one of the better teams in the Eastern Conference. And it all gets started with Isaiah Thomas. Although he is one of the smallest guys in the league, he's one of the toughest and best players in the league as far as I'm concerned.
All right, let's end up with your Lakers, Dwight. They lose last night in Memphis, but another competitive game for them. They're only 2 games under 500, surprisingly to many. And a guy named Lewis Williams, 40 points. If people don't know who he is, Dwight, how the heck does this guy end up with 40 points? And are you surprised at how decent the Lakers have been this year?
To answer the Lou Williams question, this guy, anybody who follows the NBA, Matthew, he's been one of the better scorers in the league. That's what he's known for. He's one of the 6th Man of the Year candidates playing for the Lakers this season. 40 points for him it's pretty normal. He can put the ball in the basket. And I'm proud of the Lakers because of the way they are playing. It is a little bit of a surprise. Luke Walton's done a fantastic job. Now that Kobe Bryant is gone, the young players, Julius Randle, Brandon Ingram, Larry Nance Jr., Jordan Clarkson, D'Angelo Russell, although he's been injured as of late, has been out for the past 2 weeks due to a knee issue. These guys are getting the opportunity to play big minutes, learn on the fly, and it's a work in progress. This is a rebuilding program right now. They are 10-12. Us Laker fans got a little bit excited at the beginning of the year, talking about maybe these guys are a playoff team, but they're young. On some nights they look good, but on other nights not so good. But they are competitive. They had a chance to win a game against Memphis last night, but on some nights they may get blown out. So it's going to be that type of season. The Western Conference has come back up to the pack. a little bit as far as I'm concerned. Can they sneak into a playoff spot as the season goes on? That remains to be seen. But I do like the progress that this Lego organization is going into right now. It starts with Luke Walton. They have a young nucleus, and it's going to be fun to watch this team progress as the years go on.
He is Dwight Walton, B-Ball Insider. If you want to follow Dwight on Twitter, when are you next on the morning show?
I'll be on Wednesday morning. I'm on Wednesday mornings at 9:05 every Wednesday this season. So look forward to that, please.
All right. Thanks so much, Dwight.
You got it, guys. Have a great day.